I'm Johnny Massacre and welcome to the Johnny Massacre Show. This is the Monday Night Massacre. Donald Trump gets in car, left goes mad. So Donald Trump looks to be getting better. He was seen out in a car earlier today. But this hasn't stopped the left going crazy over this shit and making a massive deal of it. First, let's go over to Fox News, and then after that, we're going to go over to CNN and we're going to contrast the two narratives about Donald Trump leaving hospital. So Fox says, little surprise visit. Watch, says the headline. Trump briefly leaves Walter Reed to thank supporters. Says he's in real COVID school. So Trump is in a black car and he's waving at supporters. So he's obviously not that sick and he's improving. That's what we can garner from this news. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Then let's go over to CNN and see what they're saying. Their headline is about 20 font sizes bigger, and it's across the whole page. It says, Trump has COVID, but he's not taking the pandemic seriously. So I like that contrast. Fox News just said what happened. He briefly left the hospital to thank supporters. He's waving at supporters. That's what he's doing. And then it quotes him. CNN, however, don't even say what's going on. They don't even say that he's left hospital. They just say he has COVID, which we already know, thanks CNN, but he's not taking the pandemic seriously. Why can't they just say what happened? Trump leaves hospital in car, waves at supporters, and let us make up our own minds. It's funny how people on the left often say that Fox News is the devil, but really, looking at those two headlines, Fox seems far more intellectually honest. They literally said what happened. Whereas CNN, with every headline, they tack something on the end and say, but this is what really happened, aka, this is how you should think, and this is the narrative we're trying to promote. I find that quite amusing. CNN have loads of anti-Trump headlines, as you'd expect. Fox has lots of headlines countering all the shit that people on the left have been saying about him when he contracted COVID. Why can't people just be classy about it? Everything is an opportunity to score points over political rivals, isn't it? Very childish, I think. Very desperate. So CNN's subheaders say things like, Trump staged drive-by photo op, risked exposing agents and disregarded recommendations to stop the virus spread. They actually have a point there. There are people in the car and they're wearing N95 masks by the looks of it. But unless everyone in that car has coronavirus, that is quite a crazy thing to do. But staged drive-by photo op. So he's coming out to wave at reporters. How is that staged? Does he not want to wave at supporters? Last time I checked, there's an election to win. So Trump wants to curry favor with supporters and show he's all right and fit enough to lead the free world. So how is it staged? It is what it is. There's nothing staged about it. He wants to come out and show he's all right. That's what he's doing. Yeah, of course it's a photo op, but that's what you're supposed to do in an election. So I don't really see that as much of a criticism. So what can we glean from all of this? Well, Trump probably isn't in that bad of a state, and he seems to be getting better from coronavirus. So that's all I really wanted to share with you today. There's not much news, but Trump is coming. The question is whether he's going to make it back for the debate, the second debate in mid-October. And I really hope he is, because I found the first one very entertaining. I've been reading a little bit more about polls, and apparently Trump is much further behind at this stage in this election than he was at this stage in the last election to Hillary Clinton. So according to polls, it's not looking that good for Trump. I've read all kinds of things online saying now the polls are much more accurate than ever, but we really just don't know. Polls are predicated on people telling the truth. And I think now it is far less acceptable to say you're going to vote for Donald Trump than it was in 2016. So perhaps a lot of people are too afraid to say what they're really thinking. I will fucking laugh if Donald Trump wins this election. The left have gone absolutely batshit crazy. They've basically turned into the Chinese Communist Party. They're trying to get rid of a fairly elected president. They're trying to frame him as being in cahoots with Russia, when all that really happened was he won the election because he had more to offer than a very unlikable candidate. That much is clear. It's a complete madness. It is a complete fucking madness. And at this stage, it's been 4 years of sports teams, managers, players coming out condemning Donald Trump on a weekly basis, infecting our eyes with all their political shit when we just want to be entertained and forget about all that stuff. Musicians left, right and center kissing the ass of Joe Biden, interviewing him, wanking over him. Hollywood, sport, entertainment, everyone, every major institution is just churning out endless, aggressive propaganda in support of Joe Biden. And they've ramped up their support for LGBTQ and minorities, not because they actually care about those people, but because they want to adopt them. So therefore, if you don't vote for them, they're going to say you're against them. And they've been ramping up that evil little ideological strategy for the last 4 years. So my point is, now, more than ever, people are probably not going to admit they're voting for Donald Trump. And so can we really trust the polls? I don't know. I don't like to go on feelings, but feelings are quite important. And they do tell you a lot. Just looking at the news on a regular basis and feeling the political atmosphere over the last few years kind of does tell you a lot about what might happen. And it tells me that the left have put in an extremely aggressive, relentless campaign to get rid of Donald Trump, of the likes of which I don't think we've ever seen in modern history. And so it's going to take a lot for Donald Trump to win. And after that first debate, there was no clear winner, which kind of rams that home a little bit, what with Donald Trump trailing in the polls. But as we've discussed, maybe the polls don't reveal everything. Anyways, all will be revealed pretty soon. So that's pretty much it for today. And I tell you what, mate, you better be back for the next video. Otherwise, I'll be coming round your house. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell, because that is what all those other cunts tell you to do. Layers.